This week's doghouse person is someone who's been in MVP conversations. He has one of the best teams in the West. But for some reason, when he played against the Spurs, he got cooked. And then they wound up losing against the Toronto Raptors. J-Mo, you might love this doghouse. This might be your favorite one for the week. But Nikola Jokic, my guy, you in the doghouse. What you doing, man? You averaging a triple-double right now. I understand that Jamal Murray just went down, but you can't be losing games to the Toronto Raptors and the San Antonio Spurs, and you the number one team in the West? What you doing? You number one, not number 6, not number 8, not 5, not 4, not 3, not 2. You won. You are the number one team in the West right now. And you're losing games when you're supposed to be winning not a back-to-back, but a back-to-back-to-back MVP. We just had a segment a couple shows ago about between you and Joel Embiid. And right now you're leading the MVP race, but it seems like you just don't care about it. We already know that you don't do too much in the playoffs, so you got something to show. We saw what happened with Giannis when Giannis won. When Giannis had won when he won the MVP, but then he got a gentleman's sweep to us in the bubble. He hasn't gotten it since. You got to do something in the playoffs, and Jokic, and you got to do something now. Your defense got to step up, my guy. You can't be a great offensive player and you getting cooked on defense every single time. The pressure on you. Everyone's expecting you to win MVP because you're averaging triple-double. You're a big man. This is the first time this has happened in NBA history. You're averaging a triple-double. That's nothing to sniff at. And you've seen the argument that happened on ESPN between Kendrick Perkins. That's why he in the doghouse, because he tried to say that the only reason why you getting MVP talks because you're white. We know that's not the case, but, I mean, you ain't making it no better right now by not playing no defense.
Bruh.
You better do something or you're going to end up in this thing. You already here. You better do something or you're going to stay here for the rest of the season. And don't get bounced in the playoffs. To me, you got to at least make the Western Conference Finals. You got to at least do that. So do something, Jokic. Play some better defense, and you better start winning these games against these teams you should be beating. You shouldn't be losing to the Spurs, and you shouldn't be losing to the Toronto Raptors. Number one team in the West. I understand Jamal Murray was out, but come on now. Your team is good enough to win these games. You're the best player. Play better. Stop getting cooked. My guy, you in the doghouse.
Jamal Murray played last night when they lost to the Raptors. He was there. Now, I find it funny that you put Kendrick Perkins in the doghouse last week, and now you got you got the Joker there. So now they just both in the doghouse, and they can actually talk it out. So he can actually Perkins had that conversation that JJ Redick said he wasn't having. Like now he could literally ask the man, "Are you Pat Staten?" Look, they got Detroit, and then they got the Knicks, then they got Brooklyn, and of course they got Washington. How many games are you giving until he can get out the doghouse?
He got into that Washington game.
Okay, so if they lose to the Pistons, he might as well go ahead and get a sleeping bag and a pillow.
Hey, I might add him to your done, son. I might add him to your done, son. Don't lose to the Pistons. I understand they've been playing better, but come on now, this is when it counts. This is pretty much playoff basketball right now. You're leading the MVP race, but Giannis is coming up, and so is Joel Embiid. They play defense. We know those two play defense.
Well, Giannis played defense on the court. He didn't play defense when Brook Lopez had his hands around that boy's neck.
That's true.
He was a referee then. He tried to walk away.
Hey, I could give you that much. We know you're gonna put up a fight. I remember what you did against my guy in Miami. I remember that. So I know you're gonna put up a fight. However, we talking about putting up a fight on defense. You can't be the best player and you slouching like this on defense. You leading MVP right now, but you could definitely lose it. Remember when Joel Embiid was playing good, but he had that bad stretch and you won it? Don't have that bad stretch. You better stretch and play defense. That's what you better do.
Meanwhile, Father might need to stretch his hands because Embiid is over there in Philly just dominating game after game after game, and he walking you down. Like how people want to talk about in the chat, what they say, we coming, or what Deion say when he got to Colorado, we coming, and I'm bringing my luggage.
Or as J-Mo like to say, MVP.
Hey, step it up, son.
Do something, man, or you're going to stay in the doghouse. Now, you're probably the best person in the doghouse that can probably make it out. So you got a great chance, but it ain't looking good right now.
Pat Riley still there?
Yeah, Pat Riley's still there. Why would he not be?
Oh, man, y'all got Kevin Love.
I don't care. We've been losing.
Oh, my bad day.
Bruh. It's all good. We won 3 of our last 4 games. I get that, but we need a winning streak. Not a 2-game winning streak. We need like 4 or 5, a stretch of 4 or 5 games where we win it. Like all these up and downs, I'm not with that. But right now we talking about Jokic. So Jokic, you got a chance. Pat Riley, you got to you in the doghouse till next season. And when you do something next season, you'll get out. But right now, Jokic, you in the doghouse. My guy, you in the doghouse.
Can I add a person to the doghouse before we get out of here?
Oh, by all means, do your thing, sir.
Right. I want to add my Wizards fandom to the doghouse because after a few moments I had in the chat yesterday, I had to realize that, look, I'm too down on my team and I need to actually uplift them. So until I can uplift the Wizards, I'm putting myself, not me, the Wizards fandom side of me in the doghouse. Why are you cheering?
Joe has been on us about us dogging our team so much, but Joe you
don't know my pain.
You maybe you don't know this pain because you haven't seen your team win a championship. So maybe you don't know this pain. But to be great one season and to be bad the next is not a good feeling
at all.
We were the number 1 seed last year in the East, and now we're in the play-in tournament. That's not Miami Heat basketball. But Pat Riley, you do this every single year. You win, then you suck the next year. Then you win, then you're terrible. This up and down is not cool. So come on. Hey, Joe,
let's close this out, man.
I'm just being honest. We can talk
segment coming for you,
but I'm just being honest. Yeah. Until you win, you're not gonna really know what this feeling is. Y'all real good right now. I'm not bashing on the Kings. Y'all good. Light the beam, like you said. Y'all been playing well. But
light the beam.
He here when he not here.
Yeah, you here, but you're not here. But that's.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.